Hello, my darling. How are you today? I hope you're having a fabulous day so far. My name is Tonya. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video, I am just going to share with you a quick list that I have put together over, well, the last few years, really, of nail-related Amazon purchases. And I'm just going to let you know what I think of them, if you should spend your money on them or not. So it's not a super duper long list, and I haven't been working on it, but the items that I'm including have been from over the last couple years, from before I was a nail tech and it was just a hobby on myself doing my own nails. And also a lot of the items are items that I have purchased relatively recently. I don't purchase a lot of nail products from Amazon because I would rather just purchase them from an actual nail supplier. I find that it's generally a better deal. But sometimes I'm not paying attention to my inventory and the things that I'm going to need to stock up on soon, especially files and nail forms. So sometimes I run out, and even though I've ordered from a nail supplier, they don't get there fast enough. Order something from Amazon Prime, it's gonna get shipped the next day, and I don't have to worry about running out of files. Usually that's what it is. Okay, so first thing on the list is the V-Shine Art Clavo gel polishes. I have talked about them a number of times, and a lot of people have commented saying that you can also get them on eBay, you can get them on AliExpress, so it's not just an Amazon only thing, but I've been ordering them from Amazon. It's sort of where I found them. They're fantastic polishes. They're inexpensive. You can get minis, you can get full size, you can get base and top coat. I believe there are kits that even come with lamps, they come with files. So for not a lot of money, you can produce decent gel manicures on yourself at home. I haven't used the lamp. I don't know what they're like. I used them with a Gelish lamp, but it was just sort of like the little mini lamp, so I believe most of those lamps are relatively standard. Don't quote me on that. I don't really know. These polishes are absolutely amazing. I find them really easy to apply. If you do flood the cuticle or get any on the skin, they're really easy to come off of the skin before you cure. The polishes themselves aren't completely tack-free, but they are much more tack-free than a lot of other polishes. And in that respect, I have had a harder time sort of burnishing glitters into their tacky layer because it's barely tacky, and that would be my only complaint. So not a big deal if you want to burnish something and just put something with a sticky layer over top. It's not a big deal. The base coats are fantastic. I've used a full manicure base to top coat, everything in between, and I've had no problems with it. It wears just like any other brand of gel polish that I've used, really. And the top coats are tack free. They are fabulous glossy top coats. They hold their shine just as well as any other brand top coat. I do find they're not as shiny as some of the other brands that I really enjoy using, but you know what? I wouldn't have a problem using something like that on a client. It's gonna wear just as well. So there you have it. So the next thing on my list are files, nail files. I have one with me. And then the other ones I don't have because they're all gone. So the first ones, there's no name. I'll just show you what they look like. It's a 25-piece double-sided 100/180 grit file, and they are $14.99 for a package of 25. I told you. They had no logo or anything on them. It just had the 100 and 180 on the file itself. Those were decent files. They worked well. They held their grit all right, and they weren't like super flexible or anything. They worked. They worked from beginning to end of a set of acrylics. I'm talking about beginning to end a set of acrylics. I personally kind of feel like $15 for 25 files is not a good deal, and that was basically the main reason I didn't reorder those ones, and I ordered these ones that I'm about to talk to you next. They are the Green Life files. They're also 100/180 grit files. These came in a package of 50 for $18.99, so I felt like that was, well, it is a better value. However, these are very flexible files, and once you get really using it and they warm up to your hand and the grit starts to soften, they really become super bendy. My free edge and sidewalls aren't as sharp as I'd like them to be because it's bending. The grit also, it doesn't last nearly as well as many other files that I have used. I have found that there have been a few times that I've either had to pull out another file to finish a set of acrylics, or I've had to use my e-file to get more bulk down and then use my hand file, when normally in some of those circumstances I would have no problem just hand filing that extra little bulk away. But because the grit goes away so fast on these, it's not even an option. I just have to save them for finish filing and finish filing only and prep. And if I'm doing a rebalance or something and filing down anything with one of these files, I definitely, not definitely, but I can go through 2 files if I'm not using my e-file more efficiently. And generally I try to stick with hand files more than e-files. I try to just use e-files for infills and rebalances for debulking the nail and such. I prefer to just use a hand file, but I don't necessarily have that option with these because they wear down so fast. So what I thought would be a better deal of 50 files for 19 bucks turned out to not really be, because I'm having to use 2 sometimes. So next are these lint-free wipes. Can you see the fuzzies? That's lint. So I wouldn't necessarily say these are lint-free. Right? If you don't do that, it's not so bad, but I don't mind. These work great, and whatever this non-lint is, it doesn't, I've had no problems of it really sticking to the nail, so I've had no problems at all, and I like them. They work great. They work great. These are listed as, okay, this TF Skloin, 900 wipes for $10.99. Right now I'm saying that's a fantastic deal, and I've had no problems with them. Next, let's go on to these forms. These are BPN butterfly forms. They came with 300 in a roll for $12.99. Again, something that I can easily order from a nail supplier when making other orders. Oh, another thing is a lot of nail suppliers have free shipping when you order a certain amount, and sometimes if I just need forms, being in Canada, I don't want to pay for the shipping because it's probably going to cost more than the roll of forms. So by ordering from Amazon Prime, the shipping is free or very inexpensive, and I get it the next day. So if I'm placing a full order, then obviously I would just order it from a nail supplier. These are so sticky. I've used other ones from Amazon. I've used ones from Sally's, like those really small ones, and they always pop open. They don't stay formed. They pop open and you end up with weird fat nail, and they don't really fit the fingers really well. They're like really narrow or really fat. It's just awkward. These ones, however, I've had a really easy time fitting them to multiple finger shapes. They're so sticky. Yeah, like they're sticking really nice to my skin. I've had a wonderful time working with them on, like I said, lots of different hand and nail shapes, nail sizes. The centerpiece is nice and straight. If you want to pop that on, if the free edge that you have to go up to is a lot more straight as opposed to curved. The only issue that I've really had with these, sometimes the sticky parts end up left on the finger on my clients, especially if they have really warm hands. It ends up sort of sticking to their fingers, but some rubbing alcohol takes that right off. So it's not really a huge deal. And then I take the back of the form and I keep them in a big clip, and it's kind of like a pad of paper kind of thing, and I use these as a palette for, you know, paint and whatever I might need to put out onto a little palette, so that I'm getting double use out of them and I'm not just throwing them away. Because it's got that waxy paper, it works really great as a palette because it's not absorbing, like if you put top coat on it or something, it's not absorbing the top coat like paper would. And then also I don't have to clean a palette when I'm done using it, which I really have a hard time with apparently. So this just solves it all around. The next thing I want to show you is I ordered a really long time ago, like 4, maybe 5 years ago. And when I ordered it, I really seem to remember it being $12.99 or $14.99. The only one I could find now was $24.99, but the picture did look the exact same. So that's the one that I'm going to say that this is, because I don't have any packaging or anything for it anymore. But anyway, it is the pink Pinky e-file. So like you have to plug it in, obviously, and it's just a pen. It has nothing else. It has no power supply or anything. And then you just have a little toggle here to turn it on and off. And you change your bits somehow. I don't know. I don't remember. Pressing this button. This is a piece of crap and it's not strong enough to do probably what you want to do with it. If this is just for natural nail maintenance, for cuticle maintenance, for toe maintenance, that sort of thing, then sure, probably it's fine, maybe. But it vibrates a lot, so keep that in mind. The bits that come with it, I don't know enough about them to say anything, and this is the only one that's left because it's the only one that was in here. But if you're trying to use this to remove gel or acrylic, it is not strong enough at all, or even removing gel polish. As soon as it starts to dig into the product, it slows right down and actually stalls and stops working. And it gets really hot too, not just on your nail. The whole thing gets really hot if you're using it for anything more than gel polish. Even with gel polish, it gets really hot, but you can get it off. But anything else, no, it's not gonna work with that. So the last thing on the list are these self-adhesive bandage thingies. We ordered these originally for the tattoo artists so they can wrap their machines and make the grip bigger and fatter and easier to use. But I've been using it for my e-file, for one, to do something similar so it's more comfortable to hold, but also because I found my e-file was just too slippery and it was slipping out of my gloved hand, and I felt like I was holding it so tight and having to move my hand in weird positions to stop it from slipping out of my hands, and my hand was getting so sore. So I just wrap a little bit of this around it, go to town, and then I can just take it off, toss it away, and put it back on if I need to put it back on. It's perfect. 12 rolls for $20.99. However, I was just informed that we are now ordering them from a tattoo supplier because we can get more for less. So do with that what you will. So that is everything that I wanted to talk about today. If you have any good Amazon nail related, or not nail related for that matter, if you have any good Amazon suggestions, leave them down below so I can fill up my wish list. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video and possibly even learned something. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.